Hey, welcome to Cooking with Launchlet number 3. Today we are going to look at creating search templates for different websites that you might find interesting. I'm going to demonstrate this first by using Wiktionary, which is it's like Wikipedia but for words. It's like a dictionary that's collaboratively created, and there's different translations, which is really what I use it for. You can have different languages for the same word. So I'm going to open the launcher, run the launcher, and then I'm going to say Wiktionary, and then there's an action called search for. This is actually all part of pipe mode. I don't think I've really showed this before, but there's different modes in Launchlet. There's like the select something from a list and run it, which is more simple. And then there's the pipe mode, which is where you take something and then you put it into something else and you sort of compose you create these little composed actions. So in this case, we're going to search Wiktionary for something. So let's search for bonjour. And so from the launcher, I said I want to search Wiktionary for some text, and launcher took that text and created a URL, a link, and then it opened that link. So you can see here we're on wiktionary.org, blah 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 /bonjour. And so now I can just go directly to this page. I can make another one, search for Apple. So I'm able to search for, this is in English, yeah. I'm able to search for different things directly from the Launchlet. I don't have to like go to Wiktionary and then search for the thing. So I'm going to show you how to make one of these, and then we're also just going to rapid fire just do them for like different sites just to see how simple it is to make one for things that are relevant to you. Again, this is not something that's built into the app. There's no like Wiktionary search built into the app. This is a recipe that I've created for myself and that you can also create for yourself for sites that are relevant to you. So I think it's this one, yeah. Wiktionary. Okay, yeah. So this is the recipe. This is the finished product, and there's three things here. There's just a name. There's a function body, which returns something, and then there's this output type, which is where we declare the type of what we're returning. So I'm just going to delete this, and we're going to create the whole thing from scratch, and I'll explain each of these elements in depth. So let's create a new recipe here, and we're going to call it Wiktionary, or my favorite dictionary. Just to say that this is always customizable. You can always just say whatever you want. And yeah, so we're not going to have a signature. There's no arguments. There's just going to be a function body. And so we're going to return something. Actually, let's maybe start with the output type. Maybe I'll explain that first. So this is not like an ordinary recipe where we just do some JavaScript and then whatever we wrote in the function body is what happens. This is a kind of recipe which it's called a subject. And this is in the context of pipe mode, where you're taking things and you're like piping things into other stuff. So in this context, it's useful to define what things are. So instead of just like running a bunch of JavaScript, we're going to declare this JavaScript here does something that conforms to a certain pattern, or it's a certain type. It's going to return a type. It's going to return a string. Or it's going to return an array, and we declare that so that somebody else or some other part of the system can know how to process that. So I'm not going to go super detailed about this because I think this is something that's better to learn over a longer period of time, because it can be kind of it's kind of deep. There's a lot of different things going on. But for now, I'm just going to say that we're going to declare an output type which tells the system this is what we're returning here, because otherwise the system doesn't know. And it's not inspecting everything that you're outputting. So we're going to say the output type of this is going to be service search URL template. I hope I got that right, because I'm just going to check with the Wikipedia one. No. Oh man. Lyrics. Okay. So this is actually a terrible service search URL template. Yeah, I'm going to change this at some point, but um, I haven't figured out what the best thing to call it is yet. But anyway, you type in this as an output type, and so now we're declaring that the result of this recipe can be used as a template for searching websites, which means we got to return something. So let's return something. And in this case, we're going to return a string. And in order to create the string, we're actually going to start in the target website. So for example, I'm going to go to Wiktionary, whatever it is, wiktionary.org, and we're going to search for something specific on that site, and then we're going to copy the link that's created by that search, and then we're going to put that in as our template. Okay, so there's a special code that you have to use, which is like this: LCH search token. When you search for this, you're usually not going to find anything because this doesn't mean anything to most other contexts, but it's just a sort of recognizable symbol that the launcher can use. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this link that has LCH search token in it, we're going to copy it, and then we're going to go back to the recipe, and we're going to put this in as our string that we're returning as a search service URL template, service search URL template. Again, don't worry too much about this will be improved at some point, but try to focus on the act of what's going on. I went to the site that's interesting to me, I made a search with a particular code or particular token, and then I used that link in order to generate my template. So anyway, so let's try this out now because it's ready. So I'm going to run the launcher, and then I'm going to say my favorite dictionary. We're going to search for hello, and we've just searched for hello on Wiktionary. So yeah, let's do some other examples. I think that might have been a kind of a heavy explanation, so I'm going to just show you how simple it can be. Once you have it's much simpler once you have a template there that you can just clone. So normally what I do, I don't type these things out, I just copy from previous things. So let's go to lyrics translate. This is a site that I use sometimes to find song lyrics from other languages, and they have, for example, here's some song from, I guess it's a Japanese song, and they have some Japanese lyrics, and somebody here has translated it into English, and there might even be other translations. So it's basically like crowdsourced lyrics translating. So anyway, I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to search for LCH search token, which again, you're not going to find anything on the site, but we're going to use the link that's generated, and we're going to use it to create a template. So let's call this Wiktionary again. So now what we're going to do is we're going to clone this because it works, and we're just going to make another one called lyrics, lyrics, whatever. And then we're going to change this template to use what we just found now. And so now I can search lyrics for hello. Oops, hell or hell. Oops, no, that didn't work. What happened there? Interesting. Was not expecting that. Okay, I think this is a bug because there's two instances of the search token. You shouldn't have to worry about this, but I will fix this later. So hopefully this will fix the problem. Hello. Okay, so now we search for hello, go past the ads, and here are some lyrics that have hello. Let's do another one. Let's do GitHub. If you're using Launchlet, you're probably a programmer in some way. So again, we're going to search for LCH search token. You're not going to find anything. We will find something, but anyway, so we're going to take that link, we're going to copy it, and so we're going to clone an existing template, and we're going to call this one Git capital H. And we're going to paste our template there. And so now I can search GitHub from the Launchlet. Hello. And I'm just going to do one last example, which is hyper-personal, your local public library. So Toronto, I'm not in Toronto, but I used to live in Toronto, and I used to search the Toronto Public Library quite often. So we're going to add a Toronto Public Library search to the Launchlet. So LCH search token. And again, you're not going to find anything, but we're going to take this link and we're going to use that. We're going to clone an existing search thing, and public library is what we're going to call this one. And then in the body, we're going to replace the URL with this one. And so now you can search your public library for whatever you want. And this is cool because you don't have to like go to the place and then search it and then deal with your interface. Like you have like a single unified interface to search anything. And I guess I'll show one more little thing about this. Just a quick tip about pipe mode. You can also start with the text. So I'm going to press dot, which is a cue to say I'm going to input some random text. So goodbye. Oops. And you can see here there's all these actions here that you can do on this text. And we're going to search with one of the services that we have. And here you can see I can search Wikipedia, which is one of my things. There's the public library, there's GitHub, there's Lyrics, there's Wiktionary. So I'm going to search the public library for goodbye. And there it is. So hope that was useful for you. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.